What's up YouTube, it's Pokedog, and today I'm going to show you my graded card collection. I'm so excited to dig into this and show you what we got going on right here. But before I do, this isn't a plug for Invasion Toys, but I just got these pretty sweet cases from Invasion Toys. They're like kind of like a semi-rigid case. So this is my Evolutions booster box. I have just one of these, but they're really actually pretty sturdy. And you know, you can really stack booster boxes on top of that, so you can actually see this one's a little bit thinner, that X and Y Evolutions booster box, but this is a Cosmic Eclipse booster box, and it fits very nicely in there, so you can see that. Pretty cool. So yeah, I just like the way these things look. They're very sleek and they're really durable. Actually, it's pretty cool. Little about $10 per sleeve. Protector, but they're really pretty sturdy, and I'm actually really impressed. Let's get to the main event. So I didn't have these cards in any particular order. I just thought we could kind of go through them. But this is my full graded card collection, and look, I started collecting graded cards like a year ago or maybe less, so I don't have a ton. But I do I want to show you these. So check this out. So this is an Erica's Venusaur. This is from Gym 2 in Japanese, and Venusaur is my favorite Pokemon. If you don't know, I love Venusaur. This Bulbasaur was always my starter, and I always went for Venusaur. Hydrate. But yeah, Venusaur was just always super cool, and I do like that swirl right there. So I bought this for a pretty good deal back in the day. Got that sometime last year, kind of at the beginning of the COVID time, so it was a pretty good deal, a pretty cheap one. So here's another one from Gym 2. This is a Blaine's Moltres. I love this card too because it has that nice swirl down there at the bottom right. I don't know. I love the swirl on that. The back looks really good on this card. There's not really a ton. There's a little nick at the bottom there, which, you know, definitely. Actually, I don't know if that is a nick. That just looks like a little fuzzy or something. But yeah, so Gym 2 had this one for a while as well. Kind of a cool card. Here's another one from the Gym series in Japanese. I actually bought all three of these as a package deal last year, so this is pretty cool. Misty's Gyarados, and again, a nice little swirl down there, which I really like. So yeah, PSA 9, but nice looking card. So yeah, and these all look really cool. That really kind of vintagey looking cards. But I don't get these cards out too frequently. Just, you know, they kind of sit in a little storage container, so it's kind of nice to break them out every once in a while. This is a Blaine's Charizard. This is a CGC 9, so this is actually my first CGC card I ever got, and it's got a little scuff down at the bottom which held it back, but otherwise really nice looking card. CGC 9 is actually a pretty good grade. You know, CGCs are pretty tough. So a couple more cards here, which I think I might have shown you these before. This is a Fossil Ditto, so 9.5, 9, 9.5, and 9.5 on that. So CGC is cool because, you know, obviously, maybe while we go through these cards, I'll kind of give you a little rundown of what you can get. So like this CGC card right here is just a 9, and it doesn't have what we call subgrades. So if it has little grades at the bottom, you have to pay a little extra for those, but it tells you kind of why it got that grade. So like this grade right here is a 9.5, and what it's saying is that this is kind of what, you know, if you were to average all these out, it's closest to their 9.5, you know, stop gap, I guess you could call it. But the Ditto here, so 9.5s except for the surface, so that's what held that one back. But just some vintage Japanese ones here. So let me see if I can find. I think I have a couple more vintage Japanese that I'll show you. Yeah, so here, let's do these two. So this next one is a 9.5 Haunter. And I just, for some reason, I love the background of this card. I mean, you just get this awesome, maybe what I'll do is I'll take it out of the wrapper and show you how awesome this card looks. So like this card just has such a deep color to it, and I just love that. Just like that color a lot. So it's a nice card. 9.5 on everything, so 9.5s throughout. Really, really nice looking card. I don't know, this might actually be a candidate to send to PSA when they open back up. I have a couple cards that I'm interested in seeing if I can get crossover grades. So what a crossover grade is when you want to see if your card will grade higher with another grading company. So you send it to a different grading company and just to see if it would get a higher grade. So this is one of my absolute favorite cards, and I'm not going to take all these out of their sleeves just because it would take, this video would be super long. We're already at 7 minutes, but I want to show you this. So this is a Dragonite. This is from Dark Dragonite from Rocket Gang, 9.5. Unfortunately, this doesn't have any subgrades, but the centering looks really good. Love that artwork so much. And there's really not a lot of issues on the back. There's a little whitening at the top left, but this card otherwise looks really, really, really solid. So this might be one that we send to PSA and see if we can get the 10. That would be amazing. PSA 10 of that card would definitely jump its value up for sure. It's not always about value, but you know, it'd be cool to see if we can get that. So let me see. I think there might be a couple more of the vintage. Yeah, let's grab. All right, so yeah, these are more vintagey cards. These are just like last year. During COVID, I got a little crazy and wanted to complete base set, like just a unlimited base set. So I was just buying like super beat up versions of these cards. And so this is a beat up version of a Charizard. It's a PSA 4. So I just got them graded just so they got in, you know, put them in slabs, and I displayed them for a while. So it's pretty chewed up, you can see. Very chewed up. The surface looks really good. And if you were to put it on a stand and just kind of have it, you know, sort of sitting there, I don't think anybody would think differently of it. You know, it's just a nice little display, little thing for the office or whatever. This is my favorite card of all time. Like my favorite artwork. Venusaur is my favorite Pokemon, so I love the base set Venusaur. I love that green. Green's my favorite color. So everything about this card really speaks to me. I'd love to get a base set 2, like a really good condition, like really minty condition base set 2 Venusaur, because I love the base set 2 artwork. I like the little orbs. It kind of actually, base set 2 kind of has like a artwork like that. And we wouldn't be doing it right if we didn't have Blastoise. So there's your Blastoise, PSA 4. So, and this is really chewed up on the sides. Super, super whitening. I love this card. It's awesome. So there's your big 3. Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur. Alright, so let's grab, oh yeah, here we go. So here's some more vintagey stuff. Grab these out. Yeah. Alright, so these are more vintagey cards. We've got, some of these you've already seen if you've watched some of my other videos, because I have showcased some of these before, but 9.5 on the side there. So like one of my big goals is I really want to complete in either a 9 or above of the original Japanese cards. And it doesn't really matter if it's the original 3 sets, so base set, jungle, fossil, well actually the original sets like Gym Heroes. I want to complete all the original sets in Japanese in a 9 or above one day, but I'm kind of working on it, chipping away at it when I see a good deal pop up. But here is the Scyther, and this is 9.5, and I love that it has the 9.5s across the top. And then we've got Pidgeot, which gets a 9. This is kind of that base set 2 holo that I really like. So, and Pidgeot looks really good. So, very, very good artwork for for Pidgeot. So definitely a good one. And then of course we've got our Machamp, which actually this is an interesting one because I really feel like this is a Cosmos foil. See that like kind of Cosmos-y like little orbs and stuff? I think this might be a Cosmos foil, Machamp, but they didn't mark it that way. And I did actually reach out to them and say, hey, I think this is a Cosmos foil after looking at the pictures a little more, and they didn't change it, so it is what it is. I'm happy with it. It's a PSA 9, first edition Machamp. Love that card. And then we've got over here, this is a card that I absolutely love as well, and I actually 8.5. So I got this for a really good deal. This was a bidding situation, and I actually won the bid. I think I paid like $215 for this. So really good deal for this card, and actually in really solid shape. And Beckett is really tough on grading, so a little whitening there at the top. But so what I would love to do is see if I can cross this over to a PSA 9. I'm gonna give that a shot because I was kind of expecting to see a bunch of print lines on this, but I don't really see any. You know, if you're watching this video and you see one jump out to you, let's crack this open. Let's take a look at it and without the case on it. If you see a print line on this, let me know. That's the one thing with Neo Genesis that really print lines are definitely an obstacle with Neo Genesis. Look how clean that card is. Fun fact, so there's only 4 PSA 10 unlimited Neo Genesis T17 Typhlosion cards. Only 4. So there's last I looked somewhere around 60 or 70 9s. So the 9s are definitely a lot easier to get, but surprisingly there aren't a lot of 8.5 or 9.5 Beckett's of this card, and there's no Beckett Pristine 10s of that card, so that's pretty difficult to get. Alright, I'm gonna pick up the pace a little bit with some of this modern. So this is Cosmic Eclipse, one of my favorite, as you can see, one of my favorite modern day sets is Cosmic Eclipse, because there's so many good cards you can get out of there. But you got your PSA 9, and there's really only one problem with this card, and it's that little corner right there. The rest of this looked really good. Well, the centering is definitely off too, a little bit. So I love this card though. I pulled it myself, and it's really great. Have some modern Charizards here. PSA 10 Darkness Ablaze Charizard V, which my wife pulled, so this one's a little bit special. I really like this card. And that was a 1-pack magic. She bought a pack of Pokemon cards at Walgreens, and that ended up being what she got. So Amazing Volt Tackle, PSA 10 Charizard. I love this one because it's got Leon in the back, so that's pretty cool. Alright, I'm gonna grab another stack here and go through. Oh, I guess we'll start with Jesse and James, because Jesse and James is sitting right here. So we've got Jesse and James. This is a Hidden Fates 9. I think there must have been like a scratch on this card. I don't know, because the 9 doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I thought the centering was really good. I don't know. PSA must have seen something on this card that I couldn't see. Rillaboom, this is a PSA 10 Darkness Ablaze Rillaboom, and this one, the centering is horrendous on the back. Look how bad that is. So you got thin, and thick over here. This got a 10. I actually was pretty shocked. I kind of regretted sending it in because I thought for sure this was going to get a 9. And sure enough, it got a 10. So this one was pretty cool. So this is the stained glass promo. And what held this one back from a 9.5, unfortunately, was centering. So on the bottom, particularly on the bottom and top. I was really hoping for a 9.5 or a 10 on this one. Maybe one day I'll go out and buy one. But I do like this card a lot. Kind of an iconic. I think it's going to be a pretty iconic card for this time. A Gardevoir 9. This is PSA. Definitely the centering held this one back. Otherwise, I think you'd probably be looking at a 10. But pretty cool. I'll show these ones together. So this is a Evolutions. So we've got our Evolutions Mint 9, which this is actually pretty unfortunate because this card right here is centered very well for an Evolutions Charizard. There aren't any print lines, which is another problem you can get with Evolutions. And really it's just the corners, right? So the corners are pretty rough. There's whitening up there, right there, there, and there. Otherwise, man, this is a really solid Evolutions Charizard. So I was really hoping we could get a 10 on that, but we didn't, which is fine. Maybe one day we'll get it. And then we've got our PSA 10, which you guys have seen this one. If you've seen one of my latest PSA reveals, this card is really clean. Yeah, PSA 10 reverse hollow Charizard from Evolutions. And we've got a reverse hollow Charizard from Vivid Voltage, which is a really good set. This one had straight 9s all the way across it. I would have definitely given the centering a 9.5, not a 9, but it's fine. But I guess they found some other things wrong with it. CGC is really tough. They're really tough on cards. I think this would get a PSA 10 probably. I don't know. Who am I to say? I'm not a grader or anything like that. So we've got a 9.5 Celebi. This is a really nice solid card as well. Not perfectly centered, so that 9 is well deserved. But even if it was a 9.5, it wouldn't bump this up to a 10. So I can live with that. Celebi is an awesome Pokemon. I love the Johto. I love the that generation of Pokemon. So all right, so you got your Hidden Fates Articuno right here. This is a PSA 10, centered pretty well. Not perfect, but yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I do love that card though. Shiny Articuno is really good. So PSA 9 Rayquaza. Yeah, so PSA 9 Rayquaza. This is a Vivid Voltage Amazing Rare. And centered really well. The corners were pretty bad on this one. Well, it is off centering. I don't know. The corners, I remember the corners being a little rough, but they don't look that bad. Maybe the centering was just off, or maybe there was some surface damage that I didn't see. And then this is actually, I love this card. I'd love to get a 10 of this. Shining Rayquaza from Shining Legends. Shining Legends is absolutely wonderful. But definitely some whitening there at the top. I was hoping maybe we could get a 0.5, an 8.5 on this one, but we didn't get that, which is absolutely fine. And I've got a couple more here, so I'll show you. We've got a Champion's Path Secret Rare Charizard VMAX, which this actually, there's really only one problem with this, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little ding at the top. And that's just the way that the Elite Trainer box held this Charizard in place. It just has a little ding, so, but I do love this card. We pulled this one here. My wife and I pulled that one night, and so it's kind of a special one. Along with this one as well, my wife and I pulled. This one, the story with this one is definitely centering. You can see the centering is really bad from left to right with that black border. The back actually looks pretty good, relatively good. But yeah, Hidden Fates Charizard GX, that's a pretty popular card. And then last but not least, we got another Darkness Ablaze card. Darkness Ablaze 10 Charizard VMAX. Fun fact, there are thousands of these. And they're counting. So this is an interesting one. This, I definitely expect this the price on this to dip pretty good. So if you do want a Charizard VMAX that's a PSA 10, this one, give it, maybe a few more months, and this one will likely be pretty inexpensive. So anyway, all right, well, hey, thank you guys so much for coming on the journey today with me to look at my PSA and my CGC and my Beckett cards. Like I said, a lot of modern. I'm not, and some vintage too, some Japanese, but it's a little bit of it's a cool journey for me, and I really do hope to eventually have a pretty nice repertoire that I can kind of show and display, and some sets completed and stuff. So I really appreciate you guys watching this video, checking out my graded cards, and remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.